I got something else. Spending more money. Are you ready? Focal. Another IWLCR6. Surprisingly, I didn't just buy one, of course, I bought two. One of them came on Friday or Saturday, and the other one, despite they were shipped at the same time, under the same shipping label, it was a two-package shipment, the other one's not here. So it's still showing that that one I think is going to come tomorrow. Why? Was it on the truck or they just couldn't find it? I don't know. But in any case, I made a decision about the living room and talked with my wife. Was able to still get the same price, kind of same deal on these speakers again that I got when I bought them for the home theater 2.0 upgrade. I just love them. I am completely enamored with the performance of these speakers, the 1000 series in-walls in the theater. I want those performance, I want those speakers up in the living room where we're listening to music. I want better clarity and dialogue and detail and all that for watching TV shows and stuff up there. I just want it. There's not a lot of justification. It's a more expensive speaker. It's awesome. It's better than the triads that I have up there for sure. And yeah, I wanted it. So I was able, again, to get the same price. I know Focal changed their prices at the beginning of the year. A lot of their stuff got more expensive. Figure the longer I wait, the more expensive it's going to get. I thought about those Utopias and thinking about the long term and like, wow, maybe it'd be really nice to have a pair of in-wall Utopias in the living room. But honestly, I don't know. For $7,500 a piece MSRP, I'm going to be waiting a good while before I put those in. If I'm going to spend more of that level of money on home theater gear, I think I would still be prioritizing potentially chairs for the theater and a new projector, laser projector and all that than speakers. I think this IWLCR6 speaker is amazing. It's basically an in-wall Sopra. And so I'm going to pull the two Triad silver LCR6s out of there, leave the subs, leave the sub amplifiers, leave the Triad subs, and put this, or put these when the other one comes, put these Focal 1000 IWLCR6s in there. Perfect width, they fit right in. I'll cut out a little higher height, lower low, but I got it. At the end of it, what really matters is upgrading and kind of updating the audio performance of the living room. I think this is going to be awesome. The next thing that I need to figure out though is with a nicer speaker and all this stuff up there, I really want to bring more processing and room EQ and stuff like that into the room. And so the question is, how do I do that? Now, my theater runs off of my AVM70. My source is, I have the Apple TV in the living room that goes into the TV, and then the optical audio comes down to the rack from there, and it's just another audio input to the same Anthem. My game systems, the Kaleidescape, all that stuff goes through the Anthem AVM70. Theater's the main zone, and then I run the audio for the zone 2, like I've kind of covered in some of the prior videos. That zone, the audio zone 2 is the living room zone, and I run everything off of the AVM70. It works great. I have the two left-right analog audios for zone 2 audio coming out. They go into the subwoofer amplifiers, they daisy chain through them, and then they chain into the extra amplifier sections that I had on the Parasound A52s to drive those speakers upstairs. And then of course there's the zone 2 HDMI out. I would love, and if they're watching this, whatever, Anthem, please, in a future processor, let me run 2-channel ARC, or give me a 2.2 zone 2 output, not a 2.0 zone 2 output. Give me 2.2 channel, could be RCA, it doesn't have to be XLR, but give me 2 speakers and 2 subwoofers for zone 2, discrete output. Let me do some bass management, and let me run a mini ARC cal on zone 2. That would be just so phenomenal, but you can't do that. You get 2 full range signals out for zone 2, and you can't run ARC on there. I've really been liking Anthem, I've really been liking ARC, and again, I want room EQ up there, proper bass management, and deal with the room modes and some of the room acoustics and such up there with some good EQ. So I was looking at a MiniDSP, specifically I think the DDRC24, because I would want to be able to run to rack. 2 inputs, 4 outputs would give me what I need, but the major limitation that I've seen with the MiniDSP unit is that, yeah, you take your laptop, or with running direct software to wherever you're going to do your measurements, you plug your microphone into that, just like with the Anthem. That's great. But the laptop also has to be USB connected to the MiniDSP unit. And I'm standing here downstairs by my rack where the MiniDSP unit would be sitting, and I would be measuring up there, up a floor and over. So I don't have USB connectivity when the MiniDSP is connected down here for its inputs and its speaker connections or amplifier connections and all that. So that's a real big bummer. Now I have a bunch of Ethernet lines run up there, and I have some USB, basically USB 2.0 to Ethernet adapters. That might be enough. If I come out a USB from the MiniDSP, I go through the Ethernet junction cabling, get up to the living room, come back out of the Ethernet in the wall and jack in that way. It's just a real simple data connection to exchange and upload and whatever between the software and the MiniDSP. So that might work. That might be enough. But I don't know. And if you buy directly from MiniDSP, there's no returns. All sales are final according to the webpage. That device is like $500, $500 or $600. Plus you need the UMIC microphone and stuff to go with it. So that's a lot of money to not have it work out, to get it and get everything wired up and get up in the living room and plug things in and say like, oh, like no USB detection, no USB connection detected. That would be a pain, and that would be a real big bummer. So sure, if it doesn't work, I could probably turn around and sell that MiniDSP for pretty close to price, but I'm sure I'd take a little bit of a loss on it. And so I don't know. I was debating in the longer run, my goal would probably be to buy an Anthem SDR, the 2-channel preamplifier, to run the living room, and then have the AVM70 for the theater, the STR for the living room. But man, the STR is like $200. That's a lot of money. And the main purpose of spending that much money is for like audiophile quality. And if I were doing things the way that I'm doing them, and I keep running all my sources through the AVM70, and I zone 2 to the secondary processor, at that point I'm going analog basically into the STR. I'm using the DACs and stuff in the AVM70, not in the STR. So I'm paying a whole lot of money, and I don't think I'm really getting a whole lot of value. So I'd really need to be, that would be another purchase where I'd have to be able to make it just because I want it. And it's really hard to justify it, right, based on its cost. So another thing that I was thinking about is, well, maybe a cheaper way to get into another Anthem processor for the living room and be able to hook things up and have some flexibility would be just to get an MRX540. And so that's like $1,600 compared to $4,200. But it lets me run ARC. I don't have to worry about being connected to the device, so I could run ARC on the MRX540 in the living room. If I end up with some discrete sources that I want only ran for the living room without Zone 2, the MRX540 gives me all that. It gives me HDMI. It'll get the HDMI 2.1 switching. So I think that feels like a smarter way to go. And if I'm going to spend $600 on a MiniDSP, I think I would almost rather spend $1,600 or wait a little while longer and such and spend $1,600 on an MRX and keep the consistency of everything being Anthem, calibrating both rooms with ARC and such. So what I really would love is like Anthem, like just make a little room correction box, make a mini Anthem, right? Like a MiniDSP, make a mini Anthem, couple of inputs, a few outputs, network connected, Anthem ARC in there, do some base management, do some processing, run and apply ARC, charge the $500 for it, $700 for it. That would be, maybe they charge more like $1,000, but man, that would be sweet. That would be a sweet product, and I think it might have some other applications too that folks might find useful. So I don't know, thinking about that one. If you have some thoughts, some suggestions, whatever, sound off in the comments. But the speakers are here. The speakers are going in, and everything will work while I kind of figure out the processing piece. But I don't know. I don't know what that next step is going to be yet. We'll see.